Islamic countries. So many stereotypes about Islam and Muslim. Some thinks they are not developed. Some they are not educated. And some are extra cautious while traveling to those countries. Well, we are glad to bring you facts which most of the stereotypes remain as stereotypes. 9 Islamic countries: Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, Malaysia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, and as per high demands from previous video comparison, Singapore is in the list. 19 indicators to compare them among each other, ratings sequenced one after another. The points will be shown here that countries will earn through each rating, and here are the places they occupy in the world. Beside each rating, a red table will be shown in which points will be accumulated that countries will get from each rating. We gave lowest points to those with best indicators and highest to those with worst standard of living. The more points they earn throughout this video, the worse standard of living. The lesser, the better. Keep your fingers crossed for your favorite country and guess the winner. And we begin with the first indicator showing human development in countries. Rating is opened by Singapore, 9th in the world. Next is United Arab Emirates, and one place below is Saudi Arabia. Further, we have Turkey, Malaysia, and Iran. The last place is held by Bangladesh and Pakistan. What places does our countries occupy in terms of annual income per inhabitant? To do this, take a look at gross domestic product per capita at purchasing power parity. It shows how many goods country produces in 1 year. Third place in the world and first in our top is the main industrial country of Asian countries, Singapore, more than 100,000 per inhabitant. Then we have 2 oil giants of Middle East, UAE and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is rapidly growing tourism and getting rid of oil needle dependence. Fourth and fifth goes to Malaysia and Turkey, another popular tourist destination. Last place goes to Pakistan and then Bangladesh. This is a country prosperity index that takes into account indicators such as governance, health, social capital, educational attainment, and others. According to its results, the most prosperous country and way ahead from its competitors is Singapore, 16th in the world, then United Arab Emirates, 14th in the world, and 41st is Malaysia. Saudi Arabia and Turkey are in the middle. The least prosperous country is Egypt, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. The next indicator is the rating of countries by the quality of roads. According to the rating, the highest quality road of our top and first in the world is in Singapore, paradise for car lovers. United Arab Emirates also can compete with Singapore. However, lengthwise, country is much bigger and placed 7th in the world, as extra land is an extra money and time to build. Further, perfect roads are in Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Turkey. The worst roads are in Bangladesh. The 5th rating shows how safe these countries are. The ranking takes into account indicators such as the number of homicides in 1 year, war and peace in the country, and the risk of natural disasters. The safest country, and for the 5th time in a row being first, is Singapore. For all these achievements, they should be so grateful to their leader and politician Lee Kuan Yew, which turned the country from the 3rd world country to one of the most successful and developed country in the world. Then we have UAE, 49th in the world. Malaysia and Indonesia are next. The most dangerous countries are Egypt and Pakistan. This is the democracy index, also is one of the main indicators, and the first place title goes to Malaysia as the most democratic country in our top. Second and third places are also among Malaysian neighbors, Indonesia and Singapore. Bangladesh and Pakistan are doing pretty well and are in the middle. The last place is held by Middle Easterns, UAE, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Let's now look at the rating on the level of perception of corruption, which shows the prevalence of corruption in the public sector and the solution of social and state problems without a bribe. Unsurprisingly, the first place is occupied by Singapore, then is United Arab Emirates, followed by Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Malaysia. The most corrupted countries are Bangladesh and Iran. The UN Development Programme published a ranking of countries by Education Index. It considers all the achievements of the country ranging from the quality and number of schools per inhabitant. Singapore is in the first place, followed by Saudi Arabia and UAE. In the middle we have Iran, then Malaysia and Turkey. Places closer to the end are Egypt, Bangladesh, and last is Pakistan. Effectiveness of the healthcare system. The rating considers life expectancy, government spending on healthcare, and the cost of medical services. I'm totally impressed and speechless. Singapore again ranking first in the world, first in our top. Second place is Malaysia and one place below is Emirates. The last places are Egypt, Bangladesh and Pakistan. 10th, and I bet most of you guys was waiting for, is salary indicator. Now let's see how much our country's inhabitants earn. This list shows the average monthly wage in US dollars. The highest salaries are received in our oil giant countries, UAE and Saudi Arabia. However, the first is UAE, then second is Singapore, third is Saudi Arabia, all above thousands of dollars. Below 1,000 are Turkey, Malaysia, Iran, Indonesia, Egypt and Pakistan. Bangladesh is below $100. Where does the happiest inhabitants of the planet live? United Arab Emirates wins this round. Second is Saudi Arabia and Singapore is third. I believe all this due to high monthly wage. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Pakistan, Malaysia and Indonesia are in the middle. Unhappiest people and far from others are in Egypt, 138 in the world. Where is cheap to live? This rating shows the cost of food, housing rental and other expenses. The cheapest country is Pakistan, Egypt and Bangladesh. Laying on Europe continent, Turkey is also cheap, cheaper than some other European countries. The most expensive countries are having the highest salaries and will lose this indicator. Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and Singapore. World Press Freedom Index. Studies shows how much the country's government does not interfere with the work of journalists and does not oppress the information rights of its citizens. The first place and the freest media from our top is in Malaysia, then Indonesia, third among Arabs. Pakistan and Bangladesh are in the middle. Saudi Arabia and Iran work very carefully and get higher points from this index. Ease of doing business. I guess not only me who doesn't want to work for some uncles and want to open his business. The most favorable country for business is our most developed countries, Singapore, Malaysia and United Arab Emirates. Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Indonesia also deserve some good ratings. Most of the problems with starting a business will be in Iran and Bangladesh. Where is the best life for children? Which countries more effectively protect the life and rights of children? The rating considers a number of indicators such as child mortality, percentage of undernourished children, child labor and alike. Unbelievably, for the third time Singapore is breaking the records. First in the world. Then we have Arabs, second and third, UAE and Saudi Arabia. Bangladesh and Pakistan are holding last. If you're wondering why, check the description for a separate video about Bangladesh. The Passport Influence Index. which shows the number of open countries for citizens to visit a certain country. The new leader, first in the world, are among Emiratis, 178 open countries. Then, obviously, leading in almost every indicator, Singapore, 169 open countries. Malaysia is also in top 10, 5 countries lesser than Singapore. Egypt, Bangladesh, Iran and Pakistan passport holders can only envy others. This is an index of countries on gender equality. It shows the equal rights for getting the same job between male and female and shows in which country the rights of women are most oppressed. The highest score, that is the least gender division, in Singapore, then Turkey and Indonesia. For some religious aspects, Iran, UAE and Saudi Arabia got the last places. This rating shows prices for 1 liter of gasoline. Global Petrol Prices Agency updates its data every week. The first place and impossibly cheapest gasoline is in Iran, only 9 cents per liter. Then Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Pakistan, UAE, Egypt, Indonesia and Turkey. Bangladesh and Singapore are in the last, about $1 per liter, and still cheaper than other countries. The last indicator is the speed and cost of the internet. Bangladesh has the cheapest internet in our top, 99 cents, but we cannot give them the first place as the fastest internet is in Singapore, above 70 megabytes per second. Therefore, we combined two indicators and gave the lowest score to those countries where the internet is fast and cheap. The first place goes to Malaysia, well-deserved 2 points. Then in Indonesia, 3 points. Bangladesh and Singapore sharing 4 points each. The worst internet is in Egypt, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. We have finished with indicators. Let's now look at the overall results of our competitors. I believe most of you already know who the winner is. And yes, the winner is Singapore. For most of the commentators, here is your winner. Second place has also shown some good ratings. It is an Arab country. 66 points is for the Emiratis. Now the third place is the winner of our previous video of Asian countries comparison. Malaysia, 68 points. Then Saudi Arabia, 95 points. Turkey is in 5th place, followed by Indonesia, 4 points higher. Iran and Egypt share the 7th place with 134 points each. Pakistan got 142 points, but the last place in this comparison goes to Bangladesh, 7 points higher than Pakistan. I hope this video has answered most of unanswered questions and has broken the stereotypes. Even though some of the countries got the last places in our comparison, but the peace and love in their hearts are unbelievable. If you like this video, show some love by likes, subscribes and let me know in the comments what do you guys want to see next. Stay safe and peace. Goodbye.